November 2022 of our New York City Wrestling series. As you can see, since we signed Jack Bruce, we really 6 months now of having Jack Bruce. We've tripled our money, um, and it's really all due to him. Now we do pay him handsomely with 10K per appearance plus 70% of the merchandise cut. He has creative control. So being he's only a character and a personality, I think it's a very fair uh, contract. It's just and then at the end of the day, like everyone knows, if you played this game for a while, finances are broke. Maybe I could show you guys if I remember it then to look at a USPW's money, and I think it's around like 200 mil. But that said, like for a small size company, it makes sense to do that. Um, with this show itself, this show is an important point of trying to find where we can start building characters to go weekly, because right now we are still top heavy in regards to our roster, so we kind of want to get some more guys over that would have characters, so we can start going into week to week storytelling. Because characters like a let's just pick a shot. No, yeah, like Hawkeye Calhoun's character, which we need to change the baseball lover gimmick. It's not really something that's going to be able to sink your teeth into week to week. Um, and we're going to go over different character changes this show, but let's get started. So we start off the show hot again with Sadamio and Riley McManus, where Riley McManus defeats Sadamio by roll up. As you remember, Sadamio cheated to defeat Riley McManus last week, so Riley gets a roll up pin here. A clean win, but yeah, it's a roll up. It's not like clean where hits the finish 1, 2, 3. But this is the match 2 of the series, and obviously the December show we're gonna wrap up pretty big with these two individuals. Following that right away, we actually got a Brutus Milano and Lucas Acrimony in a match, with Brutus Milano defeating Lucas Acrimony. Now, in regards to Brutus Milano, he recently dropped Cheerleader Nikki as his um, manager, which was brief as a manager. Just they didn't have really good chemistry, and I think they're an item in the game, so I was like, all right, let's throw them in the dark. I found an off-fight gameplay. Duke Hazard, who is like a sheriff, a southerner, uh, is has great chemistry with Bruce Milano. So Bruce Milano, his new gimmick is like an ignorant ethnocentric person where he's Italian, obviously with the name Brutus Milano, very proud Italian. But now we're gonna go to the complete opposite end of him being just a straight up like trying to have an accent and everything, try to forget who he is, and play off that with a little cartoony of a gimmick. But when it comes to that, just something different, and I think there's possibility here where it's not comedy, but it's something we can sink our teeth into. Lucas Acrimony, just the body. We had Mutant pick up yet another one with the Tina Turner, this time over Malachi Milk, who has just been a wonderful hand and just does anything we ask of him without really losing any sort of momentum. So he can be with us for another year at least. We had Ajax trying to run an ambush on Supermassive Destroyer backstage, but he coming up short and failed. This is just really a way to get Supermassive Destroyer on the show. Get over Ajax is like, alright, he's a monster, but he's also a bitch, and kind of continue. Next, we go to Joanna Silver convinces the boys from Yukon to go on a treasure hunt with her. Um, Now, if you remember, the boys from Yukon recently debuted like fan favorite, old school babyface, generic babyface gimmick. So to have them be with Joanna Silver, this cartoony character who thinks she's a pirate, um, I like it, and I think it's really just something different. And with the Brutus Milano gimmick and these two or this trio, having comedy doesn't hurt. And honestly, Gary the Entertainer. Maybe we got to see what his employment status is because he would fit right in with what we're trying to do here. And again, the comedy styles, its character, where when you go week to week, you can kind of develop that. So the boys from Yukon, just happy-go-lucky baby faces, Jonah Silver, um, almost like a Captain Jack Sparrow style of ignorant and kind of all over the place. Even though I think it's intended she's like a stripper pirate, but we're kind of just going she believes she's an actual pirate. We had Jerry Martin defeating Bull Wrecker, continuing his push. Bull Wrecker, pretty solid hand. I don't want to hurt him and lose him. I think he's somebody we can keep 6 months to a year, 2 years, 3 years. That's going to be just an efficient hand on the roster. We're 39 rating with only like a 29 popularity. We then follow up with Deaver Arnold and Father Cobra, with Father Cobra defeating Deaver Arnold, kind of putting an end to this little feud of the Watchdogs and the Sinners, or Repentance is what we've been calling them, as a way to kind of put over. Okay, Repentance, they did come up short versus no wait did no they didn't really come up short versus Supermaster Destroyer, uh, but they didn't really win either. But just really a way to get them like a good win over three of our guys. And again, Deaver Arnold, I don't think this is going to hurt his popularity. Really damn good match for a mid card match. Following that right away, we had Primetime Jack Pride. Kind of had the LA Stars with him. They recently lost to Austin Smooth, our champion, back to back months. So we had Primetime Jack Pride saying, hey, maybe if you join up with me, you won't lose to Austin Smooth. Honestly, and he'd go, you guys can focus on tag titles while I go after Austin Smooth, and I am the champion while you guys are tag champions. Kind of be like try to set him up to be subservient, and they end up just hitting their finish on him. We roll right into a tag title match with Original Sinner and Hell's Bouncer defeating Mass Stranger and the Master Mauler. Hell's Bouncer defeating Master Mauler with the Damnation Drop. Defense number 4 of their New York City Wrestling titles. And this is just a match to get them in defense, kind of continue Mass Stranger, Mass Mauler, get them over as like a not really great tag team, but they're friends, and kind of we'll start splitting them off. We go right into the backstage segment with Jack Bruce saying, you know what? Tired of Sodomia complaining about Ryan McManus's roll up. Tired of Riley saying Sal had to cheat. We're just going to do a steel cage match, or a solid steel cage match, or a solid steel cage match, if you will. Um, next month to close out 2022 with a cage match to introduce or put an end, really, I'd say, of this era of New York City wrestling. And then we get right in our main event of Austin Smooth defeating Hawkeye Calhoun, making defense number 5 of the New York City Wrestling Empire title, and the best match rating I think we've ever had. Uh, and the best show we've ever had. Now, with this show, we started strong with Austin Smooth, or not Austin Smooth, with uh, Sodomia and Ryan McManus, and then we ended strong with Austin Smooth and Hawkeye Calhoun. Is that the best, or do we have a 69 rating? We'll check when the game comes up. And then the Jack Bruce promo, and honestly, the Father Cobra Beaver Arnold match, pretty good rating for our company. Beaver Arnold's pretty good hand. Not really the most microphone ability, and then Cobra, solid. You know, not bad, not great, solid. So I think if we push him and develop him, he can end up being great. And we can kind of go in that Jake the Snake kind of role. Uh, well, we start off with a little bit of a religious tie to it, or semi-religious. Ooh, let's take a look here. I mean, obviously not interested in us, but whew, that is a lot. Let's see here. With his broken friendship, him and Happy Elwood are no longer friends. He was dropped as figurehead last year, and then his deal extended to. They re-signed him to like a 2-year deal. That is crazy. So 500,000 per month times 10. That's $6 million deal. He has, which is honestly right in line with probably where like the top faces are, like a Roman Reigns when they're like touring full time. We had LA Star number 1 recently go to RIT middleweight, so now we have both um, lightweight spots open within our company. Not next show, because we still got to debut Kip Keenan, but probably starting off 2023. And when we go into the sports entertainment style product, watch for us to debut people, just, as a way to start that new era. Let's see here. Best matches, top 100. And yeah, that is our best match in company history of Austin Smooth and Hawkeye Calhoun. We got popularity point in Tri-State, so we are 15 away from medium, because these three, well actually Mid-Atlantic or New England, we need to be 35, but we can run like a secondary show in one of those markets to kind of speed up that time. When it comes to Austin Smooth, and let's give him just like $1,000 bonus each just for having that great match. And with that match, they like Hawkeye Calhoun, even though he lost, he got over even more, which is wonderful to me just because he really has been capped. So Waiters Whitaker, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, let's kind of, because Duke Hazard dropped him due to just being a loser. Alright, let's go ahead here. Supermassive Destroyer. Okay, Sodomia, Riley McManus, Primetime, Original Center, Mutant, Monka Milk, Mesh Stranger, LA Star. Okay, so Kip Keenan, that's the thing. He started off 16, but I think we can get him up there. Jerry Martin got up to 25 after defeating Bull Martin. So he practically went up 5 popularity defeating Bull Martin. And with that, we kept Bull strong within the booking, not to hurt his popularity. So I think Jerry Martin, uh, I don't know how big, just because I think there's limitations with his, what's it called? His stamina. But I mean, if you look at Bull Martin, he didn't really lose any popularity. Not really. I mean, maybe one in some areas, not in others. But yeah, is what it is. Bruce Mono. So when you do gimmick changes, it really tries to reset the momentum if it's a good one. We haven't really been lucky with that. So right now, good thing with White Horse Whitaker, he's on a cold. So if we are down to these 6, it's going to be Luca, Ajax, and Tex, just because seniority for the 3 boys, and then age is a factor here. And Luca, the bikeless exemption, um, he just doesn't have the skills to stay. Uh, and even though, like, I think the creative has him high up here, I just don't know. I don't know at the time that it's worth it. And I think with our roster we have so far, we already have too many projects. But let me know, cause I looked in the Discord to see if anyone figured it out. I don't know what any of these mean, like exactly what they mean. I believe it's just like they're actually like, in-ring potential. So watch for that, and it's something I keep up on. But that said, a little bit of a longer couple episodes here, but I'm enjoying it, and I'm really enjoying the series. Kind of going over everything. The women's roster is still not the best, but let's kind of show the reason for that. Female active. Unemployed to hire can work in USA. So this is our options, and let's actually make it active wrestler. Okay, there we go. Now, 1-star quality. So Yvonne Eriks, that's actually pretty decent. So shortlist, let's do a quick look. Not too bad, not too bad. A little bit of an egomaniac, don't like that. I mean, really good star quality. Nah. Now, what this means, I don't know how like experienced people are to watch this, but when it says 43 to 88, it doesn't mean like that's her potential or she's at 43 to go to 88 or anything. It means like in between. So we'll find someone that has like a little bit like finer. No, honestly, let's just say 43 88. It doesn't mean it's even dead middle. It just means it's a rough estimate. And yeah, pretty decent. Skills amazing heal. Technical Lisa Pewter. Funny enough, and she's a great technical wrestler. Shout out to Daniel. JK. So there is like some potential women here, but I think it's really gonna come to when we have like a developmental and start putting people in there and going with that. Just because right now, like I don't have the time, I don't really have the resources, and I really don't want to put the effort in. While her consistency is really good, or it can be really good, to bring in all these women and kind of see who's best. Maybe we do. Ooh, I like this idea. Like maybe I go to who like the women are and not do like a maybe like a G1 style series um, as a way to get them over and just gauge like who's good. Because we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 women, plus we have 6 on our roster, so that's 19 women, all in all that are potential. Foyoka is like the only guarantee, so maybe we do something with that, and I start like doing like a RH does a not a young line, but breakout tournament or whatever. Like NXT is doing it next week, and it's July 10th right now, so NXT would that be July 13th? Um, is going to do like a breakout tournament, so maybe we start doing something like that and see who does the best and see who we can keep and things like that. So let me know what you guys do with that, like how you test out new people. Definitely these game generated workers because it's really hard to tell um, who's good and who's not. She is the project of Air Attack Weasel. So maybe, okay, there's different potential storylines in there. Like Air Attack Weasel is a worker who is, if you're starting like a company that's small and you need someone to beat, Air Attack Weasel is really good in basics, really good in like, his fine level stats, decent psychology. His popularity is pretty low, but it's still decent enough. So he is someone you can always bring in when you're starting out. He's active when you start out, so he's always someone I bring in as just like a, definitely a local to global to have experience versus like, the primetime Jack Prides and those you push in. Nonetheless, that's going to be it for episode. Let's see here. Third year wrapping up. We got end of year one, end of year two. So that's 26, 29. It should be 37. Ah, man, we are already pretty much into one of the longest running Seaverse series. It still has some, and I don't even know if I have intention to do a. So when I look at the stats, the like the quicks or the 97 Seaverse, nobody are watching it. Like the average duration of like the 5 views or whatever I was getting it was like a minute, or not even a minute, like 30 seconds. So I just don't think there's interest there. I know within TEW everyone's interested in real world. I haven't looked at real world that much in this game because I want it in depth and I have intentions to go long term. And with that, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do when this goes weekly when it comes to TV. Like in game, not weekly. Like I at least try daily, or probably should do every other day just to avoid burnout for people. But I don't know. Let me know what you kind of want to like do with you know, tryouts and like what I should start doing with that. But that's it. Talk to you guys next time. A little bit rambling on here at time. Later.